Hit it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. As you can see, we're partially back on Wednesday nights. I say partially because, as is par for the course, we're one short for a little while. Don't worry, he's off saving the world, and we'll be back. But I'm pretty sure that when you have a whining 5-year-old who wants Chick-fil-A, you stop and get the Chick-fil-A.
I mean, of course.
I can't confirm or deny that that's actually what's happening, but that's the story I'm going with. Because no one's going to argue with the 5-year-old wanting a chicken sandwich.
It's good.
And Cham,
Yes?
a chicken sandwich like that is an appropriate apparatus to put ketchup on.
Sweet.
See? Just because the system's changed doesn't mean the jokes do.
All my characters are going to have a secret ketchup thing. It's just going to be a running gag.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, welcome to the newest in the Bay City Comics line. Bay City Comics presents NextGen. So this is going to be in the same flavor that you're used to here with Bay City Comics. This is still the superheroes, but instead of the dramatic, world-altering things that our regular cast of characters has to contend with, we've got a little bit, well, for lack of a better term, we're a little bit on the campy side now. This is, the system we're using, as we determined last week, is Masks a New Generation. I can get into more of the details about that, but we kind of did that last week. Basically, these are your teenage superheroes. So all the adults are off doing all the big world-saving things. You're going to fight the anthropomorphic Tyrannosaurus Rex in the park. You know, the Mechasaur! Which does have to be said in all caps. But this is the official New Comics Day, the run-out of the first issue of Bay City Comics Presents Next Gen. So, without further ado, I suppose that normally what I would do is I'd give you the introduction as to who's who and probably do something crazy with it like I did last time. But instead, and they don't know I'm going to have them do this yet, so they're going to be a little mad at me, I'm going to default to them and have them not only introduce themselves, but their character.
How deep do you want us to go with that?
Basically, what would the back of the book summary be?
I don't read comics. Crap.
The back of a regular book, you know?
There are no back of the book summaries on comics.
Yeah, like
You clearly don't read comics.
yeah, like the back of a book where you read it, it says blah 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 blah, and you get the general idea of what's going on.
Okay, so Alex Stanton is sitting at his computer because that's what he does all the time. And all you see in the comic panel or whatever is that he's just typing away. Because that's what he does all day. Is he sits at his computer and he hacks into things. And he's doing that currently. Regardless of what time it is or if he's actually supposed to be in school. He, you see in the background, some mangled parts, some circuit boards that have been ripped apart, and some metalwork that's been done, clearly forming a small contraption that looks a little bit like this.
I'm not condoning props. I'm not advocating for props, but if my players want props, I'm not going to tell them no. And who else do we have?
Oh, okay. Still going. Well, you said introduce ourselves, so hi, I'm Jamie. You said back of the book summary, so...
Or you can do a little splash panel like OPT did. That works too.
That does work. Okay, so, what we're going to see then in this panel is we're going to see a little girl named Gianna, who's sitting kind of in the hallway just outside of the school art room. People have long left. And she's just kind of doodling, like, a nice big sketch that she has. And anybody that would walk past her would be able to see, like, she's drawing, like, looks like a big smiley face with like hands and legs, and he's busting down like buildings and busting down brick walls, and like there's like big letters written above him saying, "I'm helping."
I love it.
And she looks very satisfied with herself. And then she looks to her side and says, "See, you came out wonderful." And there's nobody there.
Yeah. So, in addition to being your GM du jour for this, I also do have a character in here. If you are familiar with our Bay City Chronicles run, you have seen several variations of this character before. You have seen the AI version, you have seen the non-AI version, you have seen the alternate reality version. And this is Hunter or Rebound. The characters don't know that Hunter is Rebound; they just know him as Rebound. So for you, the lovely readers who do know who he is, the scene you get is actually the scene you get from him is sort of the last scene that we saw in Bay City Chronicles with him in it. There's Ven, there's him underneath in the invisible thing. There's all of our Bay City Chronicles heroes all sort of in the office at Stormberger Technologies, and the panel that we get is the one that's Seraphim talking directly to the invisible lump on the couch, talking about keeping the city safe. So again, and then the splash panel is just sort of like a close up of him after he sort of has taken the wrist thing off, where it's sort of he has this big smile on his face, but it's sort of looking around nervously because nobody in that room is supposed to know he's freelancing. So the fact that the president did but didn't call him out on it is a little concerning for him.
The president knows.
Well, yes. Yes, the president does know because he's the dang president.
Yeah.
He knows everything.
It's my job to know, kid.
Exactly. So anyway, with that, our fourth character, we will get to him later, because what better way to introduce somebody than with a dramatic entrance?
Yes, that we'll go with that, yes.
So, with that, we're going to get started. This is Bay City Comics Presents Next Gen Issue 1, Lost in the Limelight. On the cover, you see a 4-way cut of each of the splash panels that has been described. Red Dragon is on the computer, furiously clacking away. GiGi is in the art room, doodling away furiously, talking to no one behind her back. Rebound is sitting in the office space there at Stormberger Technologies, trying to find the best way to sneak out to go, well, do the hero thing. And on the last panel, we see that same ending shot from a couple of weeks ago, where it's just a hand reaching out and grabbing a sword. So we're going to open up the front cover. And the first page you get isn't actually of any of our heroes. It's a close-up shot of a television. And on this television, what you see here is you can see like it's the beginning of a show. And what you hear is, I'm Chance Cassidy here. And what we're going to delve into tonight is a look back on something that could have been. A retrospective on where they are now. So, without further ado, this is the retrospective on the rising star, Tommy Ryder. And then the next stage, we get a zoom out into this, what appears to be a very unkempt, unclean apartment, like that living room where, like, you can tell whoever's in there just doesn't really give a damn. Like, there's the leftover Chinese food boxes on the end table with the chopsticks sticking out of them. That's for my dinner, not actually sticking out of the box. I just happen to have them there. So you know that type of scene, right? And then we zoom out, and we get a side-by-side picture of Tommy Ryder on the TV. And Tommy Ryder in this living room, much more unkempt and slightly larger. And by slightly larger, I mean a little plump. And then we just get what could have been. I'll show you what still is. And for the record, this would be Tommy Ryder.
Huh. It's like a dependable chap.
Yeah.
If you only knew. So from there, we're going to turn the page. And the first thing we are going to do is we are going to start at the school. Gianna, you are after school in the art room doodling. You've had several people walk by, sort of not pay you too much mind, but a couple people do walk by and hear you, turn around and talk to no one with the, see, it did come out good. And they're a couple of older kids. You recognize them as probably juniors in the school. And they're sort of just giving you this very weird look. What do you do?
Gianna sees it, and she's pretty used to it. And after seeing that, she would just kind of like shrug and kind of like push up her sweater a little bit and just kind of bury her head a little bit more and just go back to doodling, try and act like it's not bothering her.
So at this point, they notice that she basically brushed them off. So these two walk in. And why don't you go ahead and describe what one of these two looks like, and I'll take the other one.
Okay, let's see. I'd say one of these guys is kind of a tall, gangly sort with that nice, messy hair that was like in a bowl cut that was popular back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, I had that cut. I know exactly what you mean.
He has kind of like freckles and pimples on his face, and so he's clearly started maturing, but his voice certainly hasn't.
I hate you right now.
You're welcome.
Now you're going to make me go all Peter Brady on this.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Here's your pizza face. I mean pizza.
And with him is does Pimple Face have a name?
I'm just thinking the name Marty for some reason.
I was going with my mind Martin, but that's funny.
Okay. In that case, OPT, why don't you take the other one?
Well, sure. It's his, that like, smaller, bushy-haired kind of kid that wants to hang around the big bully guy, but isn't really much of a scare himself. That's this guy. He's got red hair.
So it's LeFou.
Sure, but he's got red hair. It's kind of matty. It's kind of froofy, whatever. He's about half the size of the guy next to him, but he looks cocky as hell.
And what is his name?
Joseph.
All right. So at this point, these two come sort of sauntering over, and considering what I may have just had you do, I'm very happy that you played into that perfectly, considering what you're playing, OPT, because thank you very much for giving me my Balkan skull.
No problem. Come on, you knew I was going there.
I did! I hoped you were going there, too. So, yes, imagine the Balkan Skull theme playing in the background for all this. Damn it.
Ooh, nostalgia's flooding into my brain cells.
So they sort of walk over. What you doing, Pipsqueak? And Marty just sort of reaches over and plucks the pad up.
Hey, that's mine!
Holds it up way over your head as he's looking and starts flipping through. So what's on some of these pages that he's got?
There are various drawings of honestly odd things. But most of them are like of the smiley face thing, hitting things. There's one that looks like a bug man who's flying with what looks like a little stick figure version of Gianna on the back. And there's like some of these weird drawings of like what looks like a frog with fangs. And so lots of odd little things like that.
What are all these things? The only friends you've got? And he throws it back down at her.
She tries to go run and catch it. And upon grab, she's like, there's more friends than you have.
He looks down at his red-headed buddy. Really? So, you draw things, and then talk to things that aren't there, but yet you have more friends than I do.
She kind of snuffles.
What are you? Some kind of freak or something? And he's attempting to shift your labels. He is attempting to shift your freak up and your mundane down. Do you accept what he says or not?
She goes, I'm not a freak. They're my friends.
Okay, roll. Right, so you're going to roll to resist. So when you... I'm going to read this here. When you roll to reject someone's influence, roll. So roll flat. Just roll 2d6. The button that says roll. Or type in roll 2d6 button.
Oh, the flat 2d6 button. I see it. Bada bing. Situational bonus penalty. Weird. I don't see nothing.
I don't actually see any of that.
Yeah, you can always, you can just roll, you just type in /roll 2d6.
Right, no, I know that, but I want the cool logo.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll still give you the cool logo.
The button says flat 2d6 beneath all your stats.
Yeah, all your stats, flat 2d6.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, it looks weird. Okay, so she got a 7.
So, when you reject someone's influence roll, on a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. On a 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. So what are the 3 things of what you're going to do? Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up, one label down, your choice. Or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
I think cancel their influence.
Okay, so go ahead and continue.
What's
and
+1 forward mean, sorry?
Basically means the next time you roll against them, you'll add a +1 to that roll.
Oh, geez, how do I even remember it?
Go ahead and up in the bottom corner of your sheet, in the Influence Over tab, just click Add and just make a note +1 forward versus Marty.
Gotcha.
I don't have an Influence Over tab. Oh, yes, I do. Okay.
Yes, you do.
Gotcha.
It's under the conditions.
I see it.
Okay, +1 forward versus Marty. It is there.
All right, so continue.
Okay, she knows what to do with bullies, because this probably isn't her first rodeo. But she's first gotta, like, look next to them, and she's gotta, like, wait for a second. She's gotta think, no, it's just, no. Then she's gonna start running out of the room.
Okay. Where is she running?
Sheesh. It's after school, right?
Yes, it is.
No, she honestly should be ready. She should be getting home pretty soon. She's definitely a latchkey kid, I'm sure.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, sure she is. She's probably gonna be leaving school and probably start running home, honestly, because that's probably the place where she gets a little bit of relaxation and she doesn't want to stick around the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to turn the page. It is after school, so Alex is now, whether he was at school or not today is another question entirely, but he is currently, clackety clack 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 clacking away.
He probably wasn't.
What is he clackety clack clacking away
on? Right now, since he probably just got home, because he was at school today. He does actually attend, mostly. So he's checking just the local news stories and then trying to figure out if he wants trying to determine if he wants to play some video games, which actually don't really feel all that exciting to him at the moment, if he wants to hack into something, which doesn't really feel like all that exciting at the moment, or if he wants to keep working on his little transformer, which is actually what he's pulled up on his computer, like plans, and like he's sitting there like reprogramming things or programming new things as he's just like lightning speed slamming his computer keyboard.
So he's going on clacking away for probably about 5 minutes or so when he notices on the bottom corner of his screen a little symbol that wasn't there before. He recognizes this symbol. It is the same crescent moon that you guys discovered on the Mechasaur. Sorry, the Mechasaur!
Huh.
Now down at the bottom right-hand corner of his screen, right over where the time and date is.
That's weird. He's going to mouse over it. Even though...
When you mouse over it, you know how when you mouse over certain things, they'll have the little pop-up?
That's
like,
exactly, yes.
That? You'll get a little pop-up. Just a little thing that just says, "We're coming for you." What do you do?
It just... Alex snorts and says, "Yeah, right."
So he continues to clack away?
Actually, I think he tries to click on it to see if he can actually pull up a response window.
You get a message window.
He responds back. Keep in mind, he's probably under at least one, like, VPN, if not, like, 16. But, he'll respond with, "Yeah, well, good luck with that."
You get a response back. You get the ... typing. For someone so brazen, you're awfully calm.
This types back his response. I only believe people who do things.
Your response back. Funny. Considering we've already done things. Remember the Mechasaur? And they don't put it all in caps, which is kind of disheartening, honestly.
He responds back, "Yeah, I remember destroying it."
And that was just the tip of the iceberg. Remember, we're coming for you.
"Well, I'm not your Titanic, sir."
And the symbol goes away.
Like, "Well, I'm not your Titanic, sir." He says that out loud.
The AOL door closes.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, did the Titanic actually happen on this world? I forgot, it's a different world.
Yes. Sure.
Yay!
It definitely could have. So that conversation just happened. What do you do?
He starts actually searching for this crescent moon symbol to see how much more he can find out about it, if anything.
Okay. Well, considering what they are, who they are, and the level of security they have, I'm going to need you to go ahead and unleash your powers. Because hacking is one of your powers.
Okay, how do I do that?
You click on the button that says, well, let me pull up the exact sheet. Freak.
That's never.
Oh. Situational bonus / penalty.
None right now.
Nope.
Okay, so that is a miss. So go ahead and mark potential.
Yay.
Yes, every 5 potential you'll get an advance. So you start clacking away, and in your overconfidence, you don't realize just the level of security that you're getting yourself into, and you're just hacking away, and you think everything is going fine, and then all of a sudden there's a spark, a poof, and all the power in your house goes out. And you just hear from downstairs, you just hear your mother, "Alex!"
Right. Opens the door. "Wasn't me, Mom!"
What do you mean it wasn't you? You're up there on your damn computer all day instead of coming down here and interacting like a real person. It damn well was you! And she's attempting to shift your labels.
Okay. To what?
She's
Guilty.
She's shifting your superior up and your mundane down. Because she's basically telling you that you're too good to talk to them.
I'm gonna resist.
Alright, roll flat.
Oh, right.
Okay. Same things apply. When you reject someone's influence on a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. On a 10 plus, choose 2. On the 7 to 9, choose 1. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up, one label down, your choice. Or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
Hey, I don't know where that list is, so I'm just going off of what you said.
It's actually in that basic moves list he sent
It's on
us.
the basic move, it's on page 2, peripheral move.
Yep.
Oh, okay. There's a
Under the heading
there's a back to this. Okay.
There is a back to that.
Okay. What says clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. I'll do that.
Okay, well, you definitely don't have any conditions to clear, so you're going to be obviously marking potential. But you have to, before you do that, you have to show me how you're immediately acting them wrong.
It's because I'm going to leave my room and go downstairs and say, Mom, I was just on my computer reading the news. I don't know what happened. But if you wanted to talk to me, I'm here.
Well, good. Now that you're here, and now that the power's out, you can help me with folding the laundry. And she just hands you a basket.
Okay.
So the next comic panel is just over and over again. There's just like 4 panels of Alex folding the laundry or attempting to fold the laundry. And every time he puts one down, his mother looks before he make sure he's not watching and fixes the fold.
Right. You're doing great, honey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it up, dear. Maybe do that. Okay, that's fine too.
So we're gonna turn the page again, and we're going back to GiGi here.
Whee!
So as you're running back home, you're taking the path you always take, and the path that you take, it takes you by one of the bigger parks in the city, Audubon Park. And normally there's nothing going on. People walking their dogs, things like that. It's a little strange considering all the crazy stuff happening majorly in the city and the country right now with all the mutant Civil War stuff. But for the most part, in this part of town, it's relatively unmolested. So normally there's like people out jogging, walking their dogs. There's that one, there's crazy Mrs. Fredericks who's always out walking her cat.
Yeah, the cat isn't having any of it.
The cat is always mad as hell, but is out there. And you notice something that catches your eye. You know the scene from the Peanuts Christmas where over in the background there's just like the big spotlights flowing back and forth over the horizon?
That specific scene, not remembering it very well.
But that's basically what you get. It is, there are these spotlights sort of flowing over the horizon. And the reason it catches your eye is because it's not dark, and you can see these things very clearly.
Huh.
What do you do?
Is there like an event or something? She's probably got to stop and look at those, and she's got to wonder if there's like an event or something going on. Like, I don't remember a concert being scheduled. So she's got to start walking at least in that direction to kind of get a better look-see.
Okay. Shift one back over to Alex's house again. And this has been the most excruciatingly painful 15 minutes of your life because you just had to spend time with no power folding laundry with your mother.
Yeah. Okay.
And as you get up to, whether it's to go outside to fix the transformer or to do something, you definitely notice as you look out the window, the same thing I just described over for Gigi is these two very big spotlights shining back and forth from the direction of the school and the park. But again, it's not dark out, and you can see them clear.
Hey, Mom. You ever seen anything like that before?
Seen anything like what?
Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna go see if I can turn the breakers on. I head down to the basement, or Alex heads down to the basement to flip the breakers.
Alright, just don't hurt yourself.
I'll be fine.
So you're now down in the basement. Did you think to bring a light source with you?
He's got his cell phone.
Okay.
Hey!
That will work as a crude light source.
Hey, it's got a flashlight option.
Yes, it does.
So, yeah, I know where the breakers are, because I'm assuming I actually have caused the power to go out in the house before.
Oh, which is why she immediately
Right,
accused you of
so
doing it.
I just head over to the breakers to see if I just need to flip them on or what.
Well, because it was a transformer kapop, everything's been trimmed.
Gotcha. So I flip stuff on.
So you flip everything back on, and again, it was a transformer kapop, so there is nothing that turns on right now.
Actually, I didn't realize it was a transformer kapop until you said that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yes. You now realize it was a transformer
Fair enough.
kapop.
Okay.
So what do you do?
Isn't that something you call the electric company?
Mm-hmm.
Call up the electric company and be like, transformer, blow, help, police, murder.
Yeah, we'll send somebody right over. Can't guarantee how fast we'll get there, though. It's been a string of these all throughout the city.
Yeah, no problem.
You're like the 10th person that's called.
Well, that's great. Thanks. He goes back upstairs like, hey, Ma, I'm gonna head to the library. I gotta get my homework done, and I can't do that without my computer. So, I'm gonna head out there.
Alright, be safe, honey.
Will do, Mom. Don't worry about it. So, Alex heads off.
Okay. Where is he going?
He is actually going to the library so he can get on a computer.
Okay. So he gets to the library. They do have power. What do you do when you get on the computer?
Find a computer in the very far corner that nobody else is around. And, probably immediately, change its, change its IP address so it can't be found by anybody and start trying to find out if there's anything behind those weird lights that he saw earlier.
Okay. You. Why don't you go ahead and roll to assess the situation? Alrighty. When you assess the situation, roll plus superior. On a 7 to 9, ask 1, and take +1 while acting on the answer. So the questions you can ask are from the following. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly? Or any variations thereof.
Jeez. I don't even know. Goodness. What was... Start reading those off again for me? Oh, I got it. Never mind. I found it.
It's on the other side.
I got it. So what here is the biggest threat?
Well, so you click, clackety, clack away, and you dig. And you manage to hack into, not necessarily the cameras in the park, because there aren't any, but some of the traffic cams near the park. And, you look at some side, and, you don't see anything on the front side. On the back side, you see what is an amphitheater, sort of impromptu amphitheater setup, because that's not normally there in the park. And there is a large crowd of people there. And you really can't tell from the traffic cameras, but something about that doesn't feel right. So the biggest threat is going to be whatever has set up this amphitheater. The traffic cameras don't get you a good enough picture to see, specifics, but whatever it is that has set up this amphitheater is by far the biggest threat.
Does GiGi have a cell phone?
13-year-olds, modern day. We're in modern day, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, 2008, but yeah, close enough. It's high technology.
Oh, 2008, though. That's still far enough for kids to have cell phones like in school.
I had a cell phone. I graduated in 2005 and I had a cell phone.
Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't get a cell phone until 2000. Okay, she probably has, a little, phone or pager thing, or there's got to be a way to contact you.
Right.
So, yeah. I'd say, a little phone.
So, Alex starts booking it out of the library and calls GiGi in the process. So the next comic panel is him just kind of running down the street with his phone in hand.
Alrighty. Her phone actually plays the theme to X-Files.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Then she picks that up and she listens to it and says, hello?
GiGi, it's Alex.
Oh no, is something wrong? You're calling.
Okay, yes, actually, but, you can start a conversation with, hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So...
Oh! Sorry. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well, too. You might want to meet me in the... Where was it? The park?
Audubon Park.
You might want to meet me in Audubon Park. Something's going down, and I feel like the two of us are going to be needed.
Okay, but I'm already here. Is that a problem?
You're already there?
Yeah, I was walking home and I passed by and I saw these spotlights and I wanted to take a closer look.
Okay, so you saw them too. Good. Stay there. I'll be right there.
Okay, are we gonna have to, are we gonna have to suit up?
Yes. Well, I don't know. But don't worry, if we do, I brought my suit with me.
Okay, I got mine too. Just let me know.
Will do. Don't do anything before I get there.
I'll try.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Be safe. Bye.
Bye. She closes her cell phone and she adjusts her backpack. Kind of looks around, trying to look inconspicuous.
Now that
she has.
Now that Alex knows GiGi's there, instead of just running, he's booking it as hard as he can, because he did not expect her to already be there.
Okay, so we just get the last panel of Alex booking it out of the library, and we're gonna send back. Thank you. And we turn the page, and we're back to GiGi in the park. She has just hung up the phone with Alex. So she was about halfway through the park when she hung up the phone. So what do you do?
Oh, after putting her phone again, she's trying to look inconspicuous now that she knows she has to, which means that she looks even more conspicuous.
Yep.
Something
So
inconspicuous!
she's like adjusting her backpack, looking around, shuffling a lot, like pacing a little bit more than usual. And she kind of looks over her shoulder, and she says, "Now, don't get nervous. You might have to do something. Okay?"
You just and this hobo leaning up against a tree. Why would I be nervous? And what are we gonna have to do? He's looking at you with a very strange look.
"Oh, here's a quarter." And she takes out a quarter. She gives it to him. "Have a nice day." And she starts walking away.
He looks at the quarter and is just extremely perplexed at what just happened. And then the last panel of him and she goes, he bites the quarter.
It's real.
It's real. So Gigi has now run away from the weird homeless man.
Well, she's shuffling away. She's not running. She's just like walking away very swiftly.
She's scooting.
She's
away.
walking with style.
Exactly. Goodness, the park is big, though. If he doesn't want me to go anywhere, like, that's a lot of nowhere to go.
Well, as she sort of shuffles away, she comes up sort of like the crest, and sitting down in a little sort of alcove section of the park, there is this beautifully constructed amphitheater that that wasn't there even yesterday. So that's a little on the strange side.
She's gonna stand there slack-jawed looking at it like, wow.
I mean, and this thing is a production. Like, there are the lights, there are, the lights especially, like, there is, for lack of a better description, there is a light show happening. Like, there is...
Is there anything on the stage?
Not right now, there's just lights on the stage, and they're performing, like, you're getting, like, the laser twirlies, and you're getting a couple of fireworks. And the odd thing is they're all localized on the stage.
So they're not actually like shooting off the stage?
No, they're basically almost like they're manifesting on the stage.
Well, that's... She's gonna kind of like shuffle her backpack. So she's gotta wonder if that's like some special effect or anything. But there are lots of people around there?
Well, go ahead and roll to assess the situation.
Assessing the situation was...
That is a superior roll.
Superior, there it is. Not very superior.
Superior enough.
Cool. Okay,
On 7 to 9, ask 1 and take +1 forward while acting on the answers. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? What here is most vulnerable to me? And how could we best end this quickly?
Well, to copy Alex, I don't even know if this is a threat yet. It just looks kind of strange. So, what is the biggest threat here that I'm seeing?
Well, the biggest threat here would be, as you look around, you notice that something didn't feel right as you looked, and now that you've sort of gained a chance to zoom in, there's something strange about the audience. It looks as if half of them really don't want to be there, but they can't actually move. As you look closer, they appear to be strapped into their seats with some sort of like energy bands or like light bracers, things like that. So what here is the biggest threat is anything that could do anything to the captured people. So again, you don't know, what specifically is there, but the biggest threat is literally, it could be a thunderstorm could be the biggest threat at this point, because those people can't go anywhere.
Those people being trapped is definitely the thing to take notice of.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to get her phone and she's going to text back to Alex. Because she doesn't have very many minutes, but she has unlimited texting. She's going to text back to Alex, and she's going to write, people are in trouble, bound to chairs, frowny face.
So as Alex is running, he texts back, "Why did you type out frowny face?"
I got nothing.
Followed up with, I'm almost there.
Excuse me about that.
Okay. She's gonna put her phone down. She's gonna kind of shuffle a little bit restlessly. And there's not like any immediate danger facing those people, right?
Not currently.
How far away are they?
Basically, you're at the top of the hill and they're sort of like in the bottom of the ravine. So...
No, she's gonna listen to her friend. She's gonna back up a little bit behind the hill, and she's gonna keep like her eyes kind of like looking at that stage, like in case something happens. But she's gonna be good, and she's gonna wait.
Okay, so as she's waiting, the following is going to happen. You hear this. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your patience and your undivided attention. Because now I present to you the star of the show, the main attraction, the reason you're all here being such a captive audience. And before he can say the name, there is a brilliant flash of multicolored light. And standing in the middle of the stage is who our readers recognize from the front panel as Tommy Ryder. You just see the picture that I showed you guys at the beginning, but plumper.
How long ago was Tommy Ryder a star?
You probably... You would have been 7 or 8 when he jumped onto the scene as a flash in the pan.
Okay, so she might not even barely.
Yeah. Like, he was basically a star, a flash in the pan star on a, like, local syndicated, like, very campy superhero show in Bay City. Like, he was the lead. And it lasted it didn't even last the full season. Because the writing and everything, him and everything special effects wise that was involved with him, because he actually has light manipulation powers. That's an editor's note thing. Were fantastic, but the writing and the acting was just ridiculous and over the top. Like, it makes Power Rangers look like an Oscar-nominated movie. Levels of bad.
Oh, nothing can be that bad, sir.
We saw the turtle.
I mean, even with that.
Yeah, like, this is how bad this was. But you know, he was the star of this, so it all kind of went through his head, and he had a bunch of people telling him, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So, Gigi may or may not know who Tommy Ryder is.
I'm gonna go with probably not. Like, she wants to see something that low quality and says, I'm watching instead.
Yeah. So, at this point, he is beginning his show, and it's basically, for people who hadn't seen the show, or it looks awful for people who have seen the show, it's an attempt to basically recreate an episode of the show, but using entirely his own light constructs. And yeah, exactly that look. So basically, it's a one-man show where he's attempting to do everything, and the audience can't leave because, well, they're a captive audience. I told you, campy.
Well, Gigi knows from her own experience that there are a few things worse than watching a really bad show on TV and not being able to change the channel. So,
Yep.
these people down there are probably suffering.
So, let me ask you this. As this show starts, and Gigi is still waiting for Alex, is she watching the show or not?
She's watching the show to figure out what's going on.
Okay. So, she starts watching this show, and basically copy and paste the plot of any Power Rangers episode, and you've got this. But it is so tacky and so bad that it hurts you physically to watch this. I want you to take a powerful blow.
Oh, dear.
Jeez.
Starting off with this. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so powerful, press the conditions button thingy?
Yep. Press the conditions button.
Okay.
Beautiful. So, take a powerful blow. On a miss, you stand strong, mark potential as normal, and say how you weather the blow.
Okay, so I missed.
Yep, so you
Yeah,
gotta mark
so
potential.
that's actually, on powerful blows, that actually is a good thing.
Yes, powerful blow is the one you want to miss.
Right, because it's one of those things that, like, builds you as a person.
Yeah, but this is that bad that it hurts you to watch. But how do you weather the blow of this mental onslaught of horrible public access television?
It's like a psychic attack. She's got to think back to, like, all the things that she saw, like, on TV. And she's going to be thinking, like, oh, this is... Nobody should have to do this. No. Need to change the channel. Change the channel.
And you hear her yelling, change the channel, as you appear up on top of the crest of the hill, Alex.
Change what? Oh my gosh, what is this?
It's so bad!
It is? How bad is it?
Well, you know the stuff that you like when you, like, do your, like, transform! And that...
Yes.
It's like a million times worse.
That's bad.
Yeah!
I may enjoy a Sentai show every so often, but I gotta tell you, they're not great in the acting. Oh my gosh, okay.
And the audience can't leave.
What do you mean they can't leave?
They're, like, literally bound to the
Alex
chairs.
looks down at all the audience. Oh.
They're literally bound to the chairs.
We gotta save them. This is inhumane.
I agree. Who's doing this?
I think it's that guy on stage. He looks kind of familiar, but really not.
Considering Alex's age, you would recognize Tommy Ryder.
Oh my god, it's Tommy Ryder.
Do you know him?
I know of him. He was part of a show. It was terrible. You can see why.
Why would this be on TV?
You know, sometimes things get on TV and we don't know why. This is one of those things.
Well, either way, like, if he's doing that to somebody, he's a really bad man. We can't let him do that. We gotta rescue these people.
Right. Alright. Alex looks for, like, a tree or something to stand behind, or make sure he's looking around to see if there's anyone, like, actually paying attention to them.
Anyone who would be in the area has their eyes firmly focused on the atrocity of theater in front of them.
How could you?
Alright then. Let's suit up.
I'll let you lead this one. Go for it.
You know, I just realized that this is going to be really hard to do with push to talk, but that's okay.
Then take it off push to talk for this part.
That would take too long. Red Dragon!
We turn the page and the next panel is just sitting up in a tree branch. There's Rebound, just face palming.
And next to him, as he's doing the red dragon thing, there's Gigi going, red robe! And she throws out her robe.
and Rebound is still face palming.
and she makes sure to take her backpack, which the robe was like attached to, like a zipper. And she's gonna like make sure she tucks it safely away in a bush near the.
So you've now achieved full Sentai.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Do I notice rebound, by the way? Okay.
No.
So, Alex is going to launch himself directly onto stage.
Okay. So, there's another move I get to do now. There's the team move. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 team to the pool. So we start off every session with 1 team, now we have 3 team. So before we can do any farther, who's the leader?
Definitely Alex.
Alex.
Okay.
He's the Red Ranger. Always.
If the leader has influence over every teammate, add another team.
You do, technically.
Have influence over everybody, yeah.
It's specifically who's in the scene. So GiGi, yep, okay.
GiGi, yeah.
So 4 team. What is everyone's purpose in the fight?
Gigi's gonna see if she can free these people.
I'm going to see if I can distract Tommy Ryder while she's doing that.
Okay, so you do not all have the same purpose in the fight, so I do not add another team. If any team member mistrusts the leader or the team, remove a team. I don't think that's the case here. And I don't think you're ill-prepared or off-balance. So, you have 4 team to play with.
What's team do?
Team is what you can spend to... anyone working with a team can spend team 1 for 1 to help a teammate and give them +1 to their role.
Okay.
You have to basically you spend it and describe how you're helping. Team members can also spend team selfishly. When you act selfishly, say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates, remove 1 team from the pool, and shift 1 label up, 1 label down, choice. You can use this option after rolling to alter the label you're rolling.
Gotcha.
So, Red Dragon has now launched himself on stage, and is now face-to-face with Tommy Ryder. What did GiGi do?
Red Dragon launched up there. Okay, what Gigi's going to do is she's kind of going to look to her side, and she's going to say, "All right, Sassy, you go help Red Dragon while I help free the people." Okay, on 2. 1, 2, let's go. And she I guess manifests her giant Sasquatch companion.
Okay. You've done that many times before, so there's no role to manifest the companion.
Well, like, make him visible, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to start off back on the stage. So, how do you land on the stage?
Oh, I totally do that whole, like, Sentai thing where it's like this big leap, flipping, whatnot, and, like perfectly sticks this landing where he's, like, crouched down and then stands up straight, turns to face Tommy and points directly at him and says, "Tommy, your show sucked!"
Okay, well, I did have this plan for when Nora showed up, but we're going to use it here because you've given me the perfect opportunity to. We've got a custom move here, because you did actually trigger it. And that is, when you make a dramatic entrance,
nice.
Roll plus superior.
You're going to get this every time, man.
Yes, because you made the entrance.
What does plus superior mean?
Yep, so roll with superior.
Oh, okay.
So, the full move here is the following. Helps if I scroll down. Nice. So, when you make a dramatic entrance, roll plus superior. On a hit, your entrance makes an impact. On a 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. So your 4 options are as follows. Sorry, your 3 options are as follows. Your enemy is caught off guard. Take an opportunity. You save some bystanders who are in the line of fire. Name 1 and take influence over them. Or your entrance inspires your allies. Add a team to the...
I'm going to take an opportunity.
Okay, so you land in... He was in the middle of some dramatic, heroic monologue, and he just sort of turns to face you and is in shock that somebody had the audacity to interrupt him.
So he's going to... As Tommy's turning to look at him, he's going to immediately come in with a flurry of kicks and punches.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to directly engage a threat. The opportunity I'm giving you is take +1 on the roll. So that'll be rolling danger.
Ooh,
Whoa! Woo-hoo!
I crit that.
Boxcard. You boxcard that. Okay. When you directly engage a threat, roll plus danger. On a hit, trade blows. On a 10+, pick 2. So your options are resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
So, I'm going to take his helmet.
He doesn't have
I
a
thought
helmet.
he did.
he's wearing like goggles.
Oh, I thought it was a... Alright. So.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have a
Dang it.
helmet.
Alright, never mind then.
Okay.
I'm going to frighten him, for one. And what's this thing about resist?
Impress, surprise, or frighten.
Yeah,
Okay.
frighten. And then what's this thing about resisting their blows?
If you don't resist or avoid their blows, I get to do something.
Okay.
Hit you back, and it probably results in a powerful blow.
Okay, I'm going to resist that then. So I'll frighten him and dodge him.
Basically, if that makes sense considering the narrative of, you just sort of surprise the hell out of him.
Right.
So he showed a shock, and you just walk up and you roundhouse kick the crap out of him, and then provide a couple of flurries. So he's just like sort of taken aback, and he's got this like look of, oh my god, who is this? He's just going to be like, look at you. This is my show, not yours. You need to leave. And he just sort of reaches out with his left hand and just disintegrates the back of the stage with a blast of light.
Huh. Okay.
Gigi,
That's a thing.
you just saw that. What do you do?
Well, after the initial kick and punch, like from Red Dragon, I kind of assumed like, oh, he's got this covered. Maybe we don't need to help him at all. But after the stage searing thing where he's like searing the back, what's behind that backdrop anyway?
The backside of the park and the downtown area of town.
Okay, so there's not like a wall back there or anything to worry
Nope,
about?
there's a clear shot to traffic.
Roger that. Okay, Gigi herself is running down to try to get some people out that are attached to those like bench chairs or whatever, see if she can undo that, while she's also directing Sassy to run up and, what's the proper term for this? Cold cock? What's the term where do we run up and just like smack somebody who's not ready?
Cold cock would work.
Okay, Sassy's gotta run up and punch this guy while he's focused on Alex, so he can like, I don't know, knock him to the next block, but probably not that hard.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to directly engage a threat.
Okay, that's danger, you said, right?
That is plus danger.
Okay. Directly engage. Penalty,
Yeah,
suicide.
how do you actually hurt people in this?
Oh, you're hurting him. Like, when you directly engage, he takes a condition.
Oh, okay.
And villains have conditions. When the villains reach their max conditions or when other things happen, they'll either retreat, they'll fall unconscious, things like that. So every time you hit on a directly engaged threat, I mark a condition.
Gotcha.
And every time I mark a condition, there are moves that I get to do, and there are moves associated with the conditions I mark. Sometimes, like on misses, he's got other moves that I can do that have. So basically, the more you hit, the more you're doing good.
Gotcha.
So on a hit, on a 7 to 9, pick 1. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Definitely meant to create an opportunity for my allies.
Okay. So basically, so what's going to happen is he just got spin kicked to holy hell and back from Red Dragon. So he just lashes out and just disintegrates the back wall, and then turns right into this Sasquatchian left hook that just rock'em sock'em robots
Like a
him,
giant
basically.
pack of meat.
Right. Unfortunately, it basically pops up and he lands, but he lands in such a way that he accidentally discharges his powers, and they accidentally discharge right at GiGi.
Aw, but she's in the audience.
I know.
Aw. Okay.
I can't have the construct take the powerful blow. I have to have you take it.
That makes sense. I don't know if it could be like a chain reaction where it hits the construct then hits me, but
nope. It just says he just sort of lands, and because he just got done disintegrating, he's still sort of charged up, and this ball of light just comes and just whoosh overwhelms GiGi. So please go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow.
Okay. Powerful conditions. Okay.
So go ahead and mark potential and explain to me how you utter this.
Okay, so he's attacking it's like going through the ground or something?
What?
Like this just shock that he's letting loose. Like how is that?
It's not a shot, it's pure light energy.
Okay.
So how do you weather this blast of, for lack of a better term, a white laser?
Okay, well the way she's gonna weather it is she's going to probably tuck her hood over her eyes so she's not blinded by the light, and tuck and roll so she's just kind of diving behind some of the chairs there to avoid getting hit like that.
So you duck at the last minute, and thankfully you were in front of the one section that hadn't been filled up. So this blast of light hits that section of chairs and just disintegrates the ones it hits, and the shockwave just sends some flying, and a couple people are getting smacked in the head. A couple people just got cut open a little bit by the back of a chair. There's some blood happening there, but no one is seriously hurt. However, the crowd is beginning to panic, and they are trying and at this point they're trying to sort of pull themselves out. They're strapped in with a light seatbelt and arm restraints, and they're all sort of sitting there, and they have now unfortunately created themselves into a domino effect, and the chairs have started toppling into one another. And as you both see this, at the very end where the last domino is going to be, there's a 8-year-old girl. What do you do?
Alex immediately runs after that.
I could try to catch her, but yeah, it's up to you.
Okay. You're going to go take a roll to defend. That's a plus save here.
Yeah, if you miss, I was going to do it myself, so... And we both had the same idea.
Alright, so... When you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, roll plus save here. For NPC threats, which this kind of is, on a hit you keep them safe and choose one. On a 7 to 9, it costs you. So first things first. You can either add a team to the pool, take an influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition. Well, you don't have a condition, so you really don't have that option to go with.
Add a team to the pool.
Okay. And because it was only a 7 to 9, you have to choose one. Expose yourself to danger, or escalate the situation.
Expose myself to danger.
Okay.
Which makes sense,
so you
really.
Run. Yeah, so basically you run, and you don't have enough time to grab the girl and get her out of the way. You have enough time to hip check the chair out of the way. You hip check the chair directly into GiGi, who catches it.
Yay!
But the domino of chairs just avalanches on top of you. I'd like you to go ahead and take a powerful blow.
Can I try to protect him?
You can attempt to protect him.
Yeah.
How?
Okay. Well, the way I was going to do it is, faster than probably should be naturally possible for that body size. Suddenly, Sassy's going to wrap him up in a big hug and, let the chairs, rain against the back of that thing's...
Okay. Roll to defend.
Okay. Now, I've rolled to defend, but I also have my, a friend protects shielding.
You haven't charged your burn, so you can't use that.
Aha! Okay, I wondered about it.
Yep. If you had burn, I'd just let you do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or
so
I'd let you do whatever it says.
Savior.
Yep.
So that's 11, full hit, wow.
Okay. So, for PC threats, so this is technically it's an NPC threat. So, you get to do one of the following. You add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition. And you just do it.
Well, there's no conditions to clear at the moment.
Nope.
So it would have to be the other two, adding a team to the pool, and what was the first one? Influence?
You can either add a team to the pool or take influence over somebody you protect.
Well, I mean, I protected Alex there, so influence over him for now.
All right.
I already had it.
So when you would gain influence over somebody you already have influence, you instead get to shift their labels.
What if I don't want to?
Then you would have to add a team to the pool.
Okay, then I'll add another team to the
Is there... Where's the... Oh, team mechanics. Never mind. There it is.
So you hip check this this chair with the girl right into Gigi's waiting arms. And then you look up, and we can't see it because of the visor, but your eyes get as wide as dinner plates as this avalanche of people and chairs is about to fall on you. And then the giant manifestation of Sasquatch just sort of hugs you, Baymax style, and just the chairs just bounce off. And surprisingly, no one lands face first, except a couple people land face first, but no one gets seriously hurt. You know, there's a couple of cuts in the back of heads, and there's some bloody noses, but nothing serious. Back up on the stage,
Whew.
Tommy Ryder is pissed. You ruined my show. I'm the star here, not you. You. And he's just, at this point, just firing, each hand firing beams at both of you.
Here.
He's just pissed. What do you do? As there's these two pretty thick laser lights just coming right at each of you.
I make sure to toss the girl who landed in the chair somewhere safe, hopefully like in a bush or something, so she doesn't get hurt. And I start running the opposite direction as fast as I can. And if possible, I'll probably have my construct buddy here pick me up and start running me even faster.
Okay, so you throw them out of the way, you dodge out of the way, and basically you put the girl down, and then as you jump out of the way, it lands where you are and sees a scorch mark. What do you do, Red Dragon?
I'm going to also jump out of the way using, the Sentai's super powers of dodging or jumping or...
Yeah. So yeah, you jump out of the way, and again, there's just a scorch mark where this was.
Whew.
What do you do? I
leap back onto the stage and attack him. And at the same time saying, "Your star is out, Tommy! That's all over! You washed up has-been!"
Go ahead and roll to provoke.
Ooh. I rolled 2 1s.
Oh dear. You went from boxcarring to snake eyes. So you get to mark potential.
Okay.
And the reason I had you roll to provoke there is because of what's going on in his head. Like, he's just like... But for some reason, instead of the intended effect of trying to get him just to back down and stand down and just sort of give up, it has the opposite effect, and it just makes him madder. And at this point, he's done with just trying to blast you with light. He runs up, cloaks his fist in light, and just punches you square in the helmet. I'm not going to have you take a powerful blow, because we kind of determined that your other powers are energy absorption.
Oh, yeah.
So what I would like you to do instead is to go ahead and mark a condition. I will give you the choice of angry because your speech didn't work, or insecure because your speech didn't work and he's punching you.
Insecure.
Okay. So he punches you, and you clearly, we're expecting him to respect, you just kick the crap out of him. We're expecting him to stand down, and he just comes up and just cold cocks you. You absorb most of the impact from the light energy. What really hits you is just the fist, but it's hitting up against the helmet.
Right.
So it doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. But it definitely has well, that wasn't how this was supposed to go vibe to it. He's just sort of staring at you. You don't get to tell me when my star is out.
You're right. I just turned off the TV.
Should have gone out. You can clearly see that he's on the verge of tears.
Aww.
So what? You want to force other people to watch your garbage? Tommy, find another career. You are finished. Look at you! You're not even nearly as fit as you used to be.
He sort of looks down. Looks back up at you. Looks down again. You're right. And he starts crying into your shoulder.
Aww.
What do you do?
Red Dragon stands there clearly. Like, you can't see it because his helmet is, just stoic. But inside he's sitting...
We get an inside shot of the, we get an inside shot of the helmet.
Inside shot of the helmet. He's sitting there like, this is not how I expected this to turn. So he kind of like sits there, he gives a sigh, he's like, kind of reaches up and kind of pats him on the back. It's like, all right, look. Just, you can't force people to try to remember you.
Go ahead and roll to comfort or support.
Aww.
Am I getting any bonuses for this? I don't think so.
You're already at a +3 mundane.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
See, you don't need bonuses.
Fair enough.
We don't need bonuses.
Right, I only need to roll a 4, technically speaking, to even hit.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, right, but the TV had this really demeaning show about it. And felt like I had to prove everybody that I wasn't gone.
Tommy, there.
So on a 10+, I'm covering sport. I'm not going to do any market condition or anything with him. Mark potential condition or shift labels if they open you. But on a 10+, you can also add a team condition.
I'm going to clear my condition, actually.
Okay. Clear the insecure you just got.
It's going to look at, kind of pull up, look at Tommy like, Tommy, look, I get it. I do. This isn't the way to go about it. Like, look what you were doing. You could have hurt people. Is that what you want to be remembered for? Hurting people? You want to entertain people.
I guess you're right. He does a finger snap, and all of the restraints now are gone.
Whew.
And people are like, there's definitely people like pressing things in the back of heads to stop some of the bleeding, and there's definitely like, there's a couple of doctors there, so they have procured nose tampons and stops the nosebleeds.
Oh, cool. That means Gigi's gonna stop trying to get people out of the chairs. And she's probably gonna start running towards the stage, really carefully. As she sees Alex and who she thought was kind of a bad guy embraced.
Yeah. It's like,
Also, you can go ahead and mark that you have influence over your rider, Alex.
Are you guys friends now?
I'm not going to answer that. So,
He looks up. Friends?
Hell, look. That might be a very strong word, but Tommy, seriously. The show wasn't that great. There's a reason it's off the air. That doesn't mean you weren't that great. What it does mean is that you needed to take that as an opportunity to improve. You've instead let yourself go.
Cosmo,
What was that? Discord discorded.
Oh, the costume doesn't.
That's all I had, and he looks down at his very much protruding gut, and you get the sort of weird look where the pants, they still fit because they're kind of like stretchy spandex, right, but the shirt stops about here, and you just get like the gut and the belly button.
Oh dear.
And it's a little nauseating.
It's mostly depressing.
Especially because he's only like 2 years older than Alex.
Right.
Oh dear.
Red Dragon puts his hand on Tommy's shoulder and says, Tommy, look. There's gonna be some consequences to this. I can't stop that from happening. What I can tell you is you need to use this as an opportunity to make yourself better than what you are right now, because you are going to hurt somebody. By the way, in case you're wondering, he's pulling all this from those lessons that those Sentai shows actually probably do at the end of their episodes.
I may have set you up for this when I realized where this is going.
just throwing that out there.
I'm lucky.
Someone actually paid attention to those things.
He sort of looks, yeah. Thank you. And by this point, police have shown up because there was explosions.
Yeah, no, as I said, there's going to be some consequences here, Tommy.
Yeah, and he's not resisting as they sort of take him away in cuffs.
Yeah. Tells you, he does tell, Red Dragon tells the officers that he did give up after, at some point, that he's going quietly or cooperating, so not to rough him up or anything like that.
GiGi actually feels a little bit stricken to silence as she sees the police approaching. Like all of them milling around, it actually makes her kind of nervous.
As this is sort of happening, the police are sort of taking statements. And what are you guys doing as the police are sort of taking statements? After they've taken yours, if you stick around to give them a statement.
Actually, I mean, other than, I probably would have said, because the police aren't like looking for Red Dragon for anything other than they're used. This is Bay City; they're used to superheroes. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, no, Red Dragon would give a short, pretty succinct statement, and then he's gonna take look at GiGi, and then they're gonna indicate that we should get out of here.
Well, GiGi herself, if they ask for her statement, she's gonna be standing next to Sassy, and it's gonna be one of those things where he's holding her hand, like a big brother would, she's standing next to him.
They actually kind of give you a wide berth.
Good. If they ask the Sasquatch any questions, his response is just Gwar.
Yeah, no, they definitely give you a wide.
That's probably for the best. Yeah. She's got to wait peacefully for Alex.
As you... Go ahead.
I was going to say Alex trembles over towards her and obviously doesn't give her the wide girth. And now this, you can see this, the Sasquatch, right?
Yeah, he's visible right now. She has not made him invisible.
Gotcha. So he's going to walk over, and as he walks by, he gives the Sasquatch a little scruff on the neck, and then goes over to GiGi, we should get out of here.
The Sasquatch gwars happily, and GiGi kind of nods and says, yeah, we should.
So as you guys are walking away, you are ambushed by the following. For those who watched the front page of the comic, they'll recognize the gaudy suit, the over-the-top tie, the newspaper hat, your stereotypical reporter. They'll recognize this as Chase Cassidy.
Yes!
Who walks up. Chase Cassidy, Channel 6 News. So, Kid, tell us, 1, what happened here, and 2, who you are. He puts the microphone in front of the helmet.
And Dragon immediately just holds his hand up and says, no comment.
And what about you, young lady?
She kind of turns away a little bit. The Sasquatch leans down, and he kind of goes, gwar, 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 into the microphone. And then she kind of nods.
Pulls the microphone back, and it's kind of wet and sloppy. He just sort of wipes it off.
So Red Dragon starts to walk away. And then he stops, and he turns around. He looks at the guy and says, wait a minute. Did you just do a news story on Mr. Ryder?
Yes, and?
Red Dragon walks up to him. He looks at him, and suddenly he punches, but he stops right before he gets to the guy's face and says, maybe don't pick on innocent people.
He sort of looks at you and smiles. Maybe you should realize how rolling.
Okay, you kind of cut out there, Teach.
Yeah, we lost a lot of that.
He looks at you and smiles a really creepy smile. Maybe you should realize when the cameras are rolling.
Oh, I don't care. This is your...
Gigi's gonna come and start, like, tugging on the back of you. It's like, oh.
You're the reason for this.
It's not my fault that by doing my job, somebody break.
Stupid media people. Let's go, Gigi. You don't need this guy.
She's gonna nod and hide her face from it.
We turn the page and you guys are walking off and it's Chase Cassidy turning around to his cameraman and he goes, good thing we weren't live. Let's go ahead and archive that for later. We're probably... And then we turn back to the panel of Alex and GiGi walking away. What do you do? What do you do?
Well, I'm looking for a place where there's no people so I can unmorph.
And at this point, Gigi's also made the Sasquatch invisible again, is instead holding on to Alex, or at least staying close to him, since she has somebody as a companion. So.
Yeah. The best place for that would be probably the restrooms at the entrance to the park.
Good enough. So that's where I'm going. And I go into a restroom, make sure no one's in there, and then power down.
GiGi realizes that she left her backpack over on that hill in the park. And she has to go back.
I assumed you grabbed it, so yeah, no
okay.
big happen.
Oh, good, thank goodness. It's gonna be a new side. Okay, so yeah, she then goes into the ladies' room, and she just switches out of her robe and sticks it back into her backpack and gets her half robe back up. Nice and goofy again.
So you now unmorph. So now it's GiGi and Alex actually walking.
Oh, that was fun.
Kinda.
Hey, we saved people.
We did, but I felt really bad for him.
Yeah.
Like, he seemed really sad and lonely.
That he did. People make fun of him like that. Spark him to cause this.
Yeah, she kind of looks at us. Yeah, I know what that's like.
I don't like that guy.
Which guy?
That media guy.
Oh, Mr. Cassidy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of weird.
His show's awful anyway.
My dad calls him a hack.
Yes, that would be a good term for him, GiGi. Good. Yes.
So, we saved all those people, right?
Yes, we did.
So, everything's gonna be better now?
Well, for now. Hey! Wanna go get ice cream?
Yes! I was gonna say I'm kind of hungry. I was kind of embarrassed to ask.
Let's go get ice cream.
Alright, thank you. Oh, I'm kind of short a quarter.
I got it.
Okay, so this kind of feels like you're triggering some drama moves. So there are 2 team moves on every sheet. Vulnerability or weakness, or sharing a triumphant celebration. This definitely feels like the latter of those two.
Yes.
I do have a weakness for chocolate.
Yeah, but this definitely feels like a triumphant celebration. So,
For sure.
things first. I don't care who wants to go first. Someone go ahead and read their triumphant celebration move, which is the top one.
Oh, okay. Where's this at?
It should be on our plate.
Oh, God.
Yep,
Gotcha.
it's on the page with your picture.
Gotcha. When you share a triumphant celebration with someone, ask them if they see you as the person wearing the mask or the person underneath. If the former, mark potential and clear a condition. If the latter, take influence over them if you reveal yourself.
So
Well,
this
you
is
already revealed yourself.
right. So basically, this is depending on the answer, either something happens or nothing happens. So, because the ice cream is definitely a triumphant celebration.
For sure.
So, what is your answer to that question? Is Alex the mask or the person?
I mean, you're clearly Alex the person.
That does nothing.
Okay. Because, like, you're nice and you're friendly and, like, you gave him that big hug. Like, that was definitely you. Like, your big suit doesn't make you do better hugs. At least I don't think so.
That totally makes sense. It really does.
No, it does.
And the Nova triumphant celebration move.
Okay. So I just read this off, or...
Read it off.
Roger. Okay, when you share a triumphant celebration with someone, ask them if there is any fear in their eyes. So, are you afraid of me when I do stuff?
I'm going to admit, it's a little strange, but it's kind of cool.
Huh, okay. If they say yes, immediately...
That's a no.
I think, yeah,
Is that yes or no?
That's a no. They don't see fear. Seeing awesomeness is not seeing fear.
Oh, okay.
I would definitely say I'd say that's a no.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think that's what you're going for, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Just calling it strange is not afraid. It's just strange.
Yeah, right. So +1 forward means just mark +1 forward, and the next roll you make will add a +1 to it.
Wowzers.
Yep. And of course, mark potential.
Yep, marked potential.
Yep. So
+1 forward general.
Yep. So there's a very important question that comes next. What ice cream flavor?
Gotta be
Vanilla.
strawberry.
So the red guy is eating the white ice cream.
Yep.
That fits.
I don't go around wearing all red like the stupid show.
Oh, come on! You got a theme!
Yes, and I don't want anyone to know.
Right.
Because let's be honest, that was the stupidest, most, obvious thing of the only person who wears red is how, hey, you're the Red Ranger. No crap.
Yeah. I mean, come on. And the biggest thing was, oh, hey, he went from wearing all green to wearing all white. What? Anyway, so, you have your ice cream, and what do you do when the ice cream is done?
Well, it's probably getting late, so we probably both... Alex would suggest that we all both head home. We all both.
Yeah, we all both head home. We probably couldn't get ice cream for Sassy. He did a good job, though.
Yeah, take a powerful blow for mixing up your English.
Yeah.
No, somewhere Miss Kerbopolis just took a powerful blow.
Oh. Gigi's gonna be actually a little bit sad at the suggestion that, we just go home.
It's getting late. My mother would probably be wondering where I'm at by now.
And it's definitely still night.
Yeah, that makes sense. And my dad's probably... Well, he's probably... So, I guess, you have a good night then. Thank you for the ice cream.
Absolutely. You take care of yourself, Gigi. Can you get home okay?
Oh, yeah, I can always have Mr. Moth fly me if it's too...
Fair enough.
So we turn the page, and we're not going to get the exterior shot of Gigi's house. We'll wait for that later. But you walk in, and your father's sitting there. Just describe what he looks like.
Okay, cool, I actually wasn't sure if this gentleman is probably he's a fairly tall, well-built black man. Probably got that eternal 5 o'clock shadow. He's kind of clean-cut. Businessman, clearly. Usually is a pretty busy fellow. Doesn't show a lot of emotion.
And what is his name?
His name is Cole. C-O-L-E.
So you walk in. Gianna! You're late today.
Daddy, you're home!
Yes, I figured I'd get home to try and surprise you, and lo and behold, my dog...
I lost the second half of that, but I assume it was...
So, yeah, I got out early to surprise you, and lo and behold, I get home to my dog.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Were you at least out having fun with friends? And I don't mean those ones.
She nods vigorously.
He gets a small, sort of wry smile. Good. It's nice to see you hang out with real people for a change. And he's attempting to shift your labels. He's shifting your freak down and your mundane up.
I don't know if she's gonna fight this because she really treasures her dad's feedback.
Okay, so go ahead and shift freak down and mundane up.
Dear. So, one freak and one...
And a Nova having low freak is bad.
It is! Yes.
He looks at you. Well then, I guess, all things considered, you want to pick the movie?
We gonna watch a movie tonight?
Unless you had other ideas.
No, that sounds good. Can we watch, it's gotta be some, like, crazy alien movie that she likes. But, I don't know, it's gonna be something fun. I don't know. Like, Princess Barrington?
Godzilla versus Mothula.
There we go, yeah. Can we watch the new Godzilla movie, please?
He just sort of looks, rolls his eyes. Sure, sweetheart. And the last panel we have is those two on the couch, clearly watching a B-list kaiju movie.
Oh, I've seen this a million times. Megazord's awesome.
Yes, Godzilla versus the Mechasaur!
Of course!
So the other scene we're going to get here is back at Alex's house.
Is the power back on?
The power is back up.
So we get home, it's like, Ma, home!
You don't get a response. And you walk into the living room, and she's standing there, arms crossed. And she looks extremely...
Hey, Ma, what's up?
You want to tell me while you're lying to me about where you're going?
I went to the library.
If you went to the library to do your homework... She reached out from behind the chair. Why'd you leave your backpack here?
My homework's online, Mom. I don't need my backpack.
You really expect me to believe that?
Yes. Because it's true.
I wasn't born yesterday. What were you doing?
Went to the library to use their computers.
But you weren't doing your homework.
Homework is done.
How could it be done when your backpack was here?
I did it before the power went out.
Then you didn't go to the library to do your homework.
Went to the library to look up some stuff. Just getting ahead of things.
You still didn't answer my question. Why did you lie to me?
I don't want to sit here and explain I'm going to the library just to look up more things that I don't... Didn't matter. Besides, my homework's done, my schoolwork's done. Who cares?
Didn't matter. So you say you're going to the library to do schoolwork.
Which I did.
I find your backpack here. Next thing I know, I look on the news, and there's explosions down in the park, pretty close to where the library is, and you expect that I'm not going to be nervous.
Oh, well, I those were really big explosions.
You could have at least called and said you were okay, because I know you would have heard the explosion.
No, I heard them, absolutely. I wasn't going to go near the park. I mean, yeah, I wanted to, because I wanted to look and see, and I may have gotten one outside and walked a little close, but I didn't get anywhere near explosions.
Look, your mother is nervous, okay? I just want to make sure my boy is safe.
Here.
So, all I'm asking is if you're going to be near something like that next time, just call me. And go ahead and mark guilty.
Yes, Mom.
She definitely just used guilt trip on you.
It's a special mom.
Special mom powers. Every mom has it. Guilt trip their child. So she's sort of done, and she hands you your backpack. Oh, by the way, dinner's in the fridge if you want some.
What'd you make tonight?
Meatloaf.
Okay.
And some of that 90-second microwavable rice.
Great. I'll be sure to go to
I
McDonald's.
got the 3 cheese flavor at least.
Oh, okay. Well, thank God for that. You just stopped me from going to McDonald's. Thank you.
And you get to the fridge, and bless your mom's heart.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, and this meatloaf, it's like this is like your diner meatloaf. It's big, it's thick, it's dense, and it has way too much ketchup slathered over the top of it. And then she wasn't lying; she did get the microwavable 3 cheese and broccoli rice.
Oh.
It almost has the look of one of those Hungry Man microwavable meals.
Perfect.
You know it's homemade because you can smell the burnt.
Someday I'm going to learn how to cook something.
So we turn to the final page of the comic. And it's multiple panels, but they're all black screen. So we can't see anyone. We can just hear their conversation. And it's just... So what you're telling me is we might have something to worry about? In the next text bubble, no, sir. They're nothing to worry about. They happen to be at the right place at the right time, and they think that by playing hero they'll be. I'll get the dirt on who they are and what they're doing, and we'll hold it over their heads like everybody else. There will be no issue. Then you hear, good. They're better not. We've waited far too long to have derailed by a couple of wannabe heroes in gem. And the final panel on that is actually something you can see. It's just a picture on a wall. And it's the picture of Red Dragon with his hand an inch from Chase Cassidy's face, with a circle around the mask and a question. So, at the end of every mask session, there is one final move that needs to happen, and that is the end of session move. So, at the end of every session, each character gets to choose one of the 3 following and explain. They can either grow closer to the team, grow into their own image of themselves, or grow away from the team. Each one of them has their own little anecdote that goes along with it. You can find them on the Peripheral Moves section, page 2 of the Basic Moves page. So we'll start with GiGi. What did you do at the end of this session?
Goodness. It makes sense. I feel like I'm growing closer to Red Dragon there.
Okay. So you can either A, clear a condition or mark potential.
Probably the market potential thing.
Okay. And go ahead and you will give influence to them, but I'm assuming that he already has influence, so he gets to shift your labels. Keeping in mind that no label can be shifted above 3, no label can be shifted below -2, and you can't shift those in that direction if there's something there.
You want freak, right?
Yes.
Well, the shift is based. The shift should be based off of what you saw them do and how you viewed them.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So she's definitely not mundane.
She has an imaginary Sasquatch.
So that's definitely freak.
So freak would be up, so mundane down is what you're
Yes.
saying? So basically he's undoing the shift your dad just...
Thanks, buddy.
Hey.
And the same
Seriously,
question
thanks.
applies to Red Dragon.
I'm feeling closer to the team as well. After all, this is, I would now assume, our second shindig together, and we actually, instead of meeting by random happenstance and circumstance, we actually came together as a team.
And with minor property damage.
Right, yes. But,
Only minor property damage and a couple of sets of stitches.
But, Alex called her directly. So, yeah, I would say that he feels closer to the team.
So, go ahead and either clear a condition or mark.
That's an interesting one, because I have a condition.
Yes, it is.
I have a condition, but I don't know how bad that is to just keep.
Play to see what happens.
Right. Considering, so potential stays, right? All this stuff stays, right?
Yes, potential is your experience points. Every 5 potential you hit, you clear your potential track and you gain a new advantage.
Alright, so considering I've already got 3 of those, I'm just going to clear the guilty condition. I'm going to go to my room and feel really good, feel guilty, right? But then feel really good about what happened, and then...
Yeah, that's fair. And you also would give influence to GiGi, but she already has it over you, I assume.
I think so. Do you?
Yeah.
Yes.
So GiGi gets to shift your labels. Is there anything at 3 or -2 that we need to be aware of?
My mundane's at 3.
Mundane is at 3. So you cannot shift mundane anymore.
Gotcha, which is unfortunate just because of the fact that, him supporting that guy and, helping him out really kind of changed his image of her, or her image of his...
Yeah.
The way that you
her image of him.
Yes. But that same thing, she also sees him as a little bit more superior, too, because, one, he kind of made the calls, she listened to what he said, and, he definitely was more of a leader there. And instead of running in there trying to do her own thing, he listened, and he also clearly knew what he was talking about with that great inspirational message. So I'd say superior probably be an up.
So superior shifting up. What are you shifting down?
I don't feel like he's as dangerous. But no, he actually directly engaged, so
yeah.
Heck yeah, he's dangerous. He did Freak, really, not really, because you didn't do anything too weird or strange. And also, you're really a normal person, which is kind of cool.
So, superior up, freak down is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
I don't know if I want that, but okay.
The end of session move you cannot reject.
Right. The freak's now at -2 for me.
So it can't go any lower. So, with that, thank you all very much for watching. We will be back here next week with more Bay City Chronicles or Bay City Comics presents Next Gen. But also keep in mind that coming up here on Sunday, we will have Bay City Chronicles, Volume 5, Sanctuary City, Issue 9. My name is Gale. So again, that's just some upcoming comic stuff here. Thank you all very much for watching. On behalf of Chammy and OPT, I am T. Have a good evening. As always, remember to keep hailing.
Bye.